Okay, hi, Fuji here from kendoguide.com. Okay, and in this video, I would like to talk about, I would like to answer to those questions I have received from one of my online students. Okay, and this is how it goes. First of all, aim of Kendo. His aim of Kendo is to learn Seme properly. Seme perfectly. This is very, very difficult to train and acquire. Okay, and he's saying, one teacher saying, do not be in a hurry to hit, wait and search for a good opportunity. That is true. And another teacher saying that I'm waiting rather than Seme and attack. That is also true. So it's like, again, from different point of view, or we are looking at same person, but the angle, the way you look at him or her, you can see different aspects of that person, right? So they are both true. Okay, it's a matter of knowing when to wait, when to search a good opportunity, or when to make a good opportunity and attack. Okay, wait, and we call it ken tai ichi. Ken, it means attack, and tai means wait. They should be together like a coin, head and tail. They should be together. We are coin, but of course we have head and we have also a tail. So look, using head when it's appropriate to use head. Use tail when it's appropriate. So it's a matter of when to use it, not like which is better. Okay, so when to use it and how to use it. So those are the something we should dig in rather than just we can just do it like that. It's very hard to do. Okay, now let's move on. Posture. This is one of okay. This is the first thing he asked. Posture. My upper body is bending rather than straight. So I'm not too sure. I've never seen him. I just received an email, so I'm not too sure how he means by bending like that, or just a little bit, or rolling his shoulders in like this. I'm not too sure. Okay, I'm going to share what I think we should be doing. Okay, how can I change this posture? Posture, okay, is like one of, I'm not too sure if I can, I'm recording myself. I said it like that, but sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, but you roll up your shoulders, okay, not roll up, lift your shoulders up and put it, bring them behind, back, bring them back to, bring backwards and then drop. And then you can keep a good posture. And then this neck shouldn't be, your face shouldn't be sticking out. Okay, pull your chin in so the back of the head is straight. Okay, this is very important. So this is the basically good posture. Okay, and of course when you take chew down, you should be taking chew down as you are. Of course, a lot of people tend to do this because your hand is in front of you and you're holding shinai. It's heavier, so your shoulders want to go like this. But you have to pull your shoulder back to keep a good posture. And the shoulder blade should be getting together. And what I do is, because I have bad shoulders, I try to put them together. It's not like this, but try to pull them closer, okay? And then down, like pulling down a little bit, pulling down. So I can kind of make them make them stay in a good position. Okay, and then take chew down. And while you are moving like a striking man, his next question is, do I have to see my opponent's men or eyes while making menka? So probably he's leaning forward like that. Okay, I think it's the matter of the delivering your body forward. Okay, of course you keep your posture like this, all right? And then technically you should lean forward a little bit because your right foot is up and you're pushing your left foot, pushing the floor with the left toe. So your body is moving like this, okay? And it depends on how old you are. Okay, if you're late 30s, close to 40 and 40 over, okay? You shouldn't be leaning forward like that when you strike, like you see All Japan Kendo Championship. These people are younger, a lot younger, like 30s, late 30s. Some people are like 20s, and some people, these main people, like nowadays, they are like middle and mid 30s and closer to 40. But when they become 38, around there, they retired. They usually retired. I don't know why, but sometimes you see seventh dan sensei, which is around 40 years old, but they don't move like those young people. So if you want to copy, you have to copy those people who are around your age. Of course, they are real. They should be a high grade. If they're Japanese, or if they do continuously do kendo, maybe they're 6th dan, 7th dan. Okay, sometimes if they are really quick, before 50, they can be 8th dan. So, but that's too much. Okay, so maybe if you're like around 30, 35, 40, maybe you should be looking at 6th dan kendo. Okay, not young kendo, like nice and fast. Okay, nice and slow, but affirmative, very strong. You know, that kind of kendo you should be looking at. Okay, now, so delivering your body forward is the important thing. And of course, a lot of senseis said you should be striking from Issoku Itonoma, and which is probably a little too far if you just started kendo when you are 30s, when you're in late 30s, 40s. Okay, so you can develop, you can gradually expand or increase the distance before you strike man, but important thing is you keep good posture. Okay, and you can lean forward a little bit, but important thing is you can lean forward, but you can still maintain good balance. So that is very important. And of course, even if you lean forward too much, you have to recover really quickly. Okay, so that is the recovery is, we call it zanshin too. Okay, zanshin is physically and mentally we have to be ready. That means recover from what we've been doing, right? So we have to go back to the previous position, which is you're fully aware, fully alert, and fully ready. Okay, so even you go leaning forward a little bit, okay, you think too much, but okay, use your right thigh, pull your body up, okay, that makes your cut complete. Okay, good, we call it good recovery, okay? So if you're not used to this movement, okay, process, you have to do it step by step. Keep your body posture straight and then strike men without losing balance or without breaking this good posture too much. Little bit, that's fine, okay? You can't do it perfectly every time. You have to take risks sometimes to improve, to change. Okay, your kendo from here to next level. You have to challenge yourself. Okay, so like taking distance a little further. Okay, that is another challenge, right? And if you do that, of course, you tend to lose balance. And then you got to think, oh, what can I do to maintain balance? And what can I do to recover from this off-balance status to good balance? Okay, so you got to learn all those kind of things to maintain good balance. Okay, and good posture means if you can keep good posture before, during, and after strike, that is the best. okay? But you have to challenge yourself, and you have to gamble a little bit, and then to improve, okay, to challenge. So first, maintain good balance, okay? First, you have to have good form, okay? Try to have good form first, and then coordinate everything. Once you can do it, nice and good, okay? And then you gamble. You try to get out of this state. Let's make a little further, okay? Further distance, and then can I do the same? Probably you can't, okay? And then you're gonna learn. You have to learn how to maintain balance, how to recover from off-balance status, okay? And how you can deliver your body smoothly forward when you strike further distance. Okay, so and looking at opponent's mental eyes a very good idea, okay? But because the more important thing is lower body, okay? Even you're trying to keep your eyes on your opponent, but if your body is not coming forward with you, and then you're losing balance. So try to deliver your body. This part, hip part, you have to deliver hip forward, and then your upper body can come with it. Okay, the idea is your hip has to go forward, all right? Otherwise, and also your legs also. If your lower body goes forward, upper body follows. Upper body goes forward, lower body, can be left behind. So lower body forward and the hip comes forward, then your upper body comes together with it. So please think about lower body rather than upper body, okay? Now, remember the posture, nice and good posture. Keep this posture and then deliver your lower body forward, all right? Okay, excuse me. That's nice and warm green tea. Footwork when striking kote and do. Okay, kote, my right foot should move just forward opponent's left foot or right. Okay, what I do is I move my right foot to my opponent's right foot. So that means I cross. We have to go over the opponent's shinai, and your opponent's kote is on your left. That means the left side of your opponent's shinai, right? So moving this one to make a straight cut. Otherwise, you have to swing your sword around and strike kote. That's why people do this a lot, because right foot goes forward, and of course your opponent's shinai is in your way, in the way of your striking kote, right? So if you move your right foot to your left, okay, and strike kote, you don't have to do anything. Just straight up and move your right foot to in front of your. It's like stepping on your opponent's left foot, and then a sweep. Okay, so that's what I do. Okay, I don't know what anyone else does, but that's what I do to keep my cut straight. Okay, as for do cut, it should be diagonal. Okay, diagonal means when you cut do, right? Because do cut, you have to pull out your sword. So you have to move. This is your opponent, right? You have to move to your right. So you have to go. You have to go pass through your opponent's left side. So that's why you have to bring your right foot diagonally forward to the right. Okay. The angle-wise, 45 degrees. I think it's the angle of the footwork, I think. Yeah, I think. This one, like 50 degree angle rather than 40 or 45. I think it's how the footwork, I think. Or shinai, I'm not too sure. If it's shinai, 45 degrees is a bit too steep. And to cut, it has to come rather, 50 or 45. How's 45? A bit. 45. Probably is 45. A little 50. Yeah. As long as you remember, as long as the cut is with the blade part, that's good. This is not good. Or even though we have this kind of slash motion, you know, in iaido, as long as the blade is cutting into the body, that to me that is good. But kendo wise, you got to strike do. We don't like striking like going upwards because you have to cut down and pull. Right? So as long as the blade is cutting through diagonally like that, then it should be okay. You don't have to worry about that too much, in my opinion, okay? But don't strike like this. Don't bring your hands down to strike do and horizontally. That is totally not acceptable, okay? Okay, Seme, this is very hard. This is not something beginners should think about because it's very hard to do, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing. I understand the argument, but if you think about Seme before learning how to commit yourself, you can't really do Seme because commitment is number one thing you have to learn in Kendo. Anyway, sometimes my center is off, my shinai is off center according to my sensei. This is if you're a beginner, and this is must do. Keep your shinai in front of you, center, and then don't let your opponent's shinai take your center. Okay, this is number one thing to do. Sometimes we intentionally open up so they'll strike you, so we can counterattack, kind of thing. But if you're a beginner and if you don't have fourth dan, fifth dan, if you don't have down level, if you're not down level, you shouldn't be doing that. Keep your center right. Keep your shinai in the center. Sometimes I feel that I go straight. I bump into my opponent. That is why I may slightly move a little bit right side, I guess. Okay. Basically, you strike man or kote. Do is exception because you have to pull out your sword. Yes, you have to go to your right to pull out your sword. Okay, kote, man, you have to go into. Okay, go at your opponent. Okay, you don't pass through. Basics you pass through because your motodachi, okay, receiver takes a step aside so you can go through. Okay, people try to go around the receiver. This is wrong. Okay, you should keep going forward towards your opponent. Okay, that is must do. Okay, that is must do. Please remember that. And then bump into your opponent is not a bad thing. That's what you're supposed to do. And then when you get closer, man, and you didn't get a point, or if you didn't execute a valid cut, you gotta go, man, okay, no, tai-atari, okay? Body check, bam, tai-atari, and then strike, you can keep going. Okay, make your opponent off balance, and then you strike. Okay, that is what we're supposed to do. Or you can do tsubazeriai. Tsubazeriai shouldn't be. You shouldn't be in tsubazeriai for a long time, but that's what we do. But important thing is, okay, you don't go around your opponent. Okay, man, and then if you can keep going forward, yes, you can go man. And turn around and take possession. But if your opponent is right in front of you, bump into your opponent. That is totally fine. Okay? That is totally fine. That is what you are supposed to do. Okay? All right. And I think it's good. Let me just... Okay. So Seme, on the other... this person wants to know what Seme is. They want to learn Seme perfectly. Seme can be I want to remember Seme can be physically. We have to do three things. What we can do three things. We say kill your opponent's shinai. What that means is dysfunctional. Make your opponent's shinai dysfunctional. So this, if you take center, okay, and then your opponent's shinai is now is off the center. Okay, this is a part of Seme. Okay, this is the very beginning of Seme. Okay, and then you can go pound strike. Okay, and you gotta kill your opponent's technique. That's including if you kill your opponent's shinai, you can kill your opponent's technique. And also, if you read his mind, okay, if I do this, he's gonna do that. So I'll just do something else. Okay, that is also kill your opponent's technique. So reading your, this happens, so I'll do this. Like for example, your opponents strike your kote, but kote kaishimen, and then you can kind of, okay, come on, you gotta strike my kote. Okay, as soon as he strikes kote, you do kote kaishimen. Okay, that is, if you kill your technique, kill your opponent's technique, he can't do much. Okay, so that's what another thing physically you can do. So, and then the third thing is the most difficult thing is this kind of thing, and kill your opponent's ki. Ki is internal energy. So you got to put pressure and pressure. Okay, and ki includes internal energy, or ki is also emotions as well. Okay, so you're gonna use all kinds of surprise, make your opponent surprised. However you do. Okay, sometimes you go bang your right foot on the floor, and then see what happens. Okay, that's a part of a technique. Surprise, you can make your opponent surprised, and surprise and hesitation, make them hesitate to strike you. Okay, and so they get confused as well. All right, and they get fear. All right, those things, we call it four sicknesses. Kyo odoroku, surprise, kyo, ku, fear, kyoku, gi, utagai, hesitation, waku, kyoku, gi, doubt, and hesitation. Okay, so surprise, kyoku, fear, kyoku-gi, doubt and hesitation. Doubt is kind of getting confusing. Okay, getting confused on what are you gonna do? What am I should be doing? What am I supposed to do? You know, so that's kind of getting confused. You have to create these emotions in your opponent. All right, you have to make the opponents think like that. So your opponents start going, what am I going to do? Oh man, I don't know what to do. And then you are halfway there. And then you kill your opponent's shinai, dysfunction, and kill your opponent's technique. Okay? Then he can't do anything. He can't or she can't do anything. And then you can go, strike man. Okay, it is very hard concept. I can explain like that. Probably, I don't know if you understood or not, but I can try to explain what you should be doing, what it is, but if you can't strike properly, Seme, you can't really comprehend what Seme really is. What I mean is, you have to commit yourself. You have to learn commitment first. Okay, it doesn't matter if you get the target or not. You have to commit yourself. Throw yourself at your opponent, no matter what. That is commitment. We call it as if you were committing suicide. You're getting in. You are getting in. If you miss, you die. Right? That is the situation we have. We have a real sword. Okay? If you have wrong opportunity, if you step in and strike at a wrong moment, you die. But unless you do it, you don't know if you win or not. Okay, that's why we have to practice. We have to practice to commit ourselves, going at it, And then you'll start understanding. You'll start understanding when to strike. Okay, what to do, when not to strike, when to strike. Okay, it's very fearful if your opponent's shinai is right in front of you and waiting for you to strike, and you get in and go, okay, right in your throat. Okay, you're dead. But in Kendo, you don't die. That is a great thing about Kendo. You don't die, but you learn. All right, and then it's very fearful. Okay, if someone stabs you in the throat, okay, sometimes it comes in like that. All right, right on your throat. Okay, and it hurts. Okay, it gives you fear. Next time you see your opponent's shinai coming from there, you get fear, you get scared, you're afraid. Okay, you have to overcome the emotion to strike a good to execute a good cut. Okay, so that devotion, that commitment must be learned at early stage. Otherwise, you can't do Seme. Seme, the strongest Seme is commitment. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of dying. Okay, so I am going to execute my best cut on you. What are you going to do? That is a good Seme. Okay, but of course, different level, different things to do. The first thing is first. Learn to commit yourself. Get stabbed, experience those fear, and you have to overcome the fear. And you have to learn when to strike, when not to strike. How do you do it? You strike. Okay? So I hope this video helps for your Kendo development, and I hope I answered your questions. I know I talk too much sometimes, and I try not to speak too much, but I think I covered everything. Thank you for watching, and ask me any questions. Thank you. Bye.